Hey, Terry L. Fossum here once again, and let me ask you a question. Have you ever had a feeling you should do something and thought about doing something and contemplated doing something and then just never got around to doing it? Well, let me tell you a story. In another one of my videos, I talked about how I ended up on a caribou hunt with the Inuits deep into the Arctic Circle. I couldn't believe I was there myself. But we're out there and we came across the great herd, thousands and thousands of caribou, just as far as you could see, just like you see in the movies. And I wasn't allowed to hunt. I'm not Inuit. They could. And by the way, while we're doing this Arctic storm was coming up, man. The wind was just going crazy, cold as could be, amazingly cold. And we're continuing the hunt. They got 6 of them. And now we've got to process the meat and haul the meat. And it's getting worse and worse. And it's just frigid cold, just terrible. And we get all the meat back to their truck. And I've got my rig, which is a Chevy Blazer, was all I took up into the Arctic Circle. And by the way, I was out of gas. So I don't know if you can hear this right now, but I'm at the Yukon border coming out of the Northwest Territories. They just dropped me off in my truck, and we've got a full-on Arctic windstorm going on here. It's insanely cold, absolutely insanely cold, and I don't have enough gas to get to the next gas station because now I'm kind of in trouble. But here's the problem. I just had this feeling I had to go south, head back towards the lower edge of the Arctic Circle. I just had this feeling. Now, they're trying to convince me not to. They're first of all, come on back to Inuvik with us and hang out. You know, we've got all this caribou meat. Come on over with us. I just feel I've got to go south. And they're like, wait, this storm is getting worse and worse. This is bad. You need to come on back north with us. I just feel I need to go south. By the way, I'm out of gas. Now they said, look, you have to come back with us. It's suicide for you to try to go back down south out of the Arctic Circle with no gas in this storm. I have to do it. I just have a feeling I have to do it. So I'm driving by myself. There's no gas stations up there. That red light has been on for miles and miles, and I'm praying. But here's the deal. That huge wind was a tailwind, and it pushed me further. And I actually made it down to a gas station. God knows how I did, but I was able to do it. And then I made it into Dawson City, where the Yukon, where the big gold rush started. And I set up a tent right beside this trickling stream. Now, my coat and everything is covered in blood. My pants covered in blood. My gun belt covered in blood. And I don't have a lot of clothing there, right? So I put it in this trickling stream with a rock on it, you know, just in case a little animal tries to carry it off, whatever. And I crash out in my tent. I wake up a few hours later and that stream isn't there anymore. It's a raging river. All this happened, God's honest truth, all of this happened, raging river. And I mean, right now, right by my tent. Here's the problem. My pants were in there, and my coat and my gun belt, everything was in there. I gotta see if it still is. I went wading out there. It was cold. This is glacial water. This is freezing. I was able to get the stuff. I'm drying it all out, and I find somebody later on, and I tell them what happened to that stream. And they go, well, yeah, there's this huge Arctic storm going on up north, and it's swollen all of the streams and the rivers. And like up north, I was just up there. He goes, wait a minute, you were just, yeah, I was just up there. I just came down what's called the Dempster Highway. It's a dirt road. Just came down the Dempster. He goes, wait a minute, you just, when? I said, a few hours ago. I said, you don't understand. The Dempster doesn't exist anymore. It's been washed out. That government ferry you came across to get across the river, that was washed down river. It's all gone. If I would have hesitated, either I would have been stuck up there for God knows how long, or died on the route back. But I had that voice inside of me telling me I had to do it. And thank God I did. So listen, if you've got that voice inside of you, just that little whisper of a voice that says you need to do something, you should do something, you want to do something, there's something you've been thinking about doing, listen to that voice. It's there for a reason. I believe in God. I think He puts it there. Whatever you believe in, the universe, fate, chance, I don't care. Something's put that voice in there for you. It's time to take that step. Don't worry about figuring out the details. Just get out there. Listen to that voice that's calling you forward, not the one that's holding you back. And go embrace your future.